I've been paying my mortgage for 18 years, taking my kids to school, and working 3 jobs. And then his wife said, "You're not their father. You just pay the bills." 6 months later, she was left homeless. It's the little things that catch your attention when the world starts to slip through your fingers. The way the morning sunlight hits the kitchen window, the slight creak of the floorboards as I walk to the bathroom, the routine of it all, the grind that never stops. It's almost comforting in a way, but when you look at it long enough, it becomes suffocating. I'm Victor, 52 years old. I've spent the last 18 years of my life doing what I'm supposed to do, working, paying the bills, keeping the roof over our heads. It's not glamorous, but it's what I've chosen. It's what I've had to choose. For them, for Marina, for Sophia, for Daniel. But the more I go through the motions, the more I start to notice the cracks. Marina, my wife, used to be the light of my life. We met young, too young, I sometimes think now. I was ambitious, headstrong, and she was full of warmth, a softness I wanted to protect. But somewhere along the way, we stopped being the people we once were. The little touches, the whispered words before bed, the shared laughter over a meal, all of it vanished. Over time, I learned to live with it. I told myself it was just life, the weight of family and responsibilities that pushed everything else aside. But now everything feels off. I wake up every morning to an empty side of the bed. I don't mean that literally, Marina's always there, but emotionally, she's 1,000 miles away. She doesn't look at me the way she used to. There's no warmth, no affection in her eyes, just a coldness, like she's just waiting for something, maybe for me to disappear. It doesn't help that the kids, Sophia and Daniel, have grown more distant too. I used to play catch with Daniel in the backyard, watch Sophia's dance recitals. Now Daniel is glued to his computer screen, and Sophia's lost in her world of friends and social media. There's no more family time, no more dinners where we talk about our day. I don't know when it happened, but somewhere along the way, we all drifted apart. I go through the motions, working my 3 jobs, making sure the bills are paid, that they have what they need. My hands are rough from handling tools, my eyes tired from sleepless nights, but it's worth it, right? It has to be worth it. For them. At night, Marina and I lie in bed side by side, but there's nothing between us. It's not that we fight. We've stopped fighting a long time ago. It's just that nothing is there. It's like we're two strangers in the same bed, passing each other in the dark. She's on her side, staring at the ceiling. I'm on mine, pretending to sleep. Neither of us says a word, not a word. I try to reach out sometimes. I touch her arm, or I pull her close, hoping maybe something, anything will spark. But she pulls away, almost without realizing it. There's no anger in it, just indifference. That's when I start to feel it. The emptiness, the hollowness in my chest. I've been a good husband, a good father. I've done everything right, or at least I've tried. But somewhere along the way, I became invisible. It's a Friday evening when it finally hits me. We're sitting at the dinner table, but there's no conversation, no laughter, no noise except the clinking of silverware against plates. Marina's pushing her food around her plate. Sophia is scrolling through her phone, and Daniel is barely eating, his attention fixed on the TV. I try to start a conversation. "Sophia, how was school today?" She glances up for a second, her eyes glazed over. "Fine." "Daniel, what about you? How's the project going?" He shrugs, his gaze never leaving the screen. "Good." I try again. "Maybe we could all go out this weekend, catch a movie or something." Marina doesn't even look at me. She just takes a sip of her wine, and I know that the words I'm about to hear have been brewing for a while. "You're not their father, Victor." I almost drop my fork. The words cut through the dull hum of the evening like a knife. "What?" I manage to say, my voice barely a whisper. She doesn't meet my eyes. She just continues to pick at her food, as though it's the most normal thing in the world. "You're not their father. You just pay the bills. You're nothing but a wallet." I feel my heart stop for a second. The world seems to tilt. I try to process the words, but they don't make sense. My mind races and I want to scream, but my voice is trapped in my chest. I glance at the kids. Sophia is still absorbed in her phone, and Daniel hasn't even heard her. But the weight of her words hits me with full force. She's just told me. She's told me that everything I thought was real isn't. That everything I've sacrificed, everything I've given, has been for nothing. I look at her, trying to find something, anything in her face that tells me this is a mistake. But there's nothing. Just the cold, hard truth in her eyes. Why? I finally managed to ask, my voice trembling. Why would you say that? She sighs, her hand lifting her glass to her lips. Because it's true, Victor. You're just a paycheck, and I'm tired. Tired of pretending. I can't breathe. I want to shout, to demand answers, but the words won't come. Instead, I stand up, my chair scraping harshly against the floor. Is this what you've been thinking? I ask, the hurt in my voice impossible to hide. But she doesn't answer. She just sits there, as if she's waiting for something, maybe for me to walk away. And so I do. I walk away. I can't stay there, not with her cold, indifferent gaze following me. I go to my room, the familiar walls closing in around me. I close the door, but it doesn't feel like my room anymore. It's just a shell. I stand there staring at my reflection in the mirror and wonder how the man I see before me, this tired, broken man, has become nothing but a stranger in his own home. It's hard to pinpoint exactly when things started to fall apart. I've replayed that night in my head 1,000 times, trying to trace the exact moment when my life turned into something unrecognizable. It was supposed to be a simple dinner, a quiet evening like any other, but now it feels like a lifetime ago. I wake up the next morning with the weight of Marina's words still heavy in my chest. I can't shake them. You're not their father. You just pay the bills. Each time I close my eyes, those words echo, a constant reminder of my insignificance. The house feels different now, colder. The silence is more suffocating. There's no warmth, no familiarity, just empty spaces, both literal and emotional. I don't want to face Marina, but I know I have to. So I force myself out of bed and down the stairs. She's already at the kitchen table, sipping her coffee like she hasn't just dropped a bombshell on me. Like we haven't just had our entire lives laid bare in a single sentence. Good morning, she says, her voice flat, like we're having a casual conversation. No apology, no remorse, just that same cold indifference. I try to find my voice. What did you mean by that? She doesn't look up from her coffee. You heard me? I step closer, my chest tight. Are you saying that they're not my children? Finally, she glances at me, her eyes unbothered, almost cold. I didn't say it like that, but yes, they're not yours, not biologically. I feel the blood drain from my face. It's like someone's just pulled the rug out from under me. I can't breathe. But, Sophia, Daniel, they've always been mine. You told me they were mine. Her gaze hardens. I didn't lie, but it wasn't the whole truth either. I feel the walls close in. The words don't make sense, and yet they do. All the little things that never added up, Sophia's dark eyes, Daniel's stubbornness, suddenly make sense. I've been blind to it all these years, too busy working, too busy sacrificing for a family that wasn't really mine. I'm still standing there frozen when Marina stands up and walks past me. I think it's time you left, Victor. Her words hit me like a slap. I'm not prepared for this. I can't even process it. Leave? I whisper. What do you mean, leave? She doesn't look at me. You heard me. You're not needed here anymore. You can go. I stand there, staring at her back as she walks away. I don't know what to do with myself. My entire life, everything I thought I knew, is falling apart in front of me. I spend the rest of the day in a fog. The kids are nowhere to be found. They've retreated to their rooms, probably too absorbed in their own lives to care. I should talk to them. I should explain what's happened, what Marina has said, but I know it won't matter. The truth has already been twisted beyond recognition. They won't care. They never do. So I leave. I don't know where I'm going, but I can't stay here anymore. I can't stand the weight of this house, the weight of their silence. I end up walking through the neighborhood, my mind racing. How long had Marina been planning this? How long had she known the truth? And why now? Why had she told me everything so suddenly, so ruthlessly? It feels like a betrayal, a deep guttural betrayal. But at the same time, it feels like the truth, a truth I've been blind to for so long. I walk for hours, not really caring where I go, just trying to clear my head. But the more I think, the more questions arise. I feel a coldness creeping into me, an unfamiliar rage that's building like a storm inside my chest. This isn't just about Marina anymore. This is about everything, about the years I've wasted, about the life I thought I had. I think about the house, the mortgage, the endless bills, the jobs I've worked to keep us afloat, the sacrifices I've made, and it all feels like a cruel joke, a joke that's been played on me for far too long. When I finally make my way back to the house, I find myself standing outside staring at the windows. I don't want to go back in, but I know I have to. This isn't over. Not yet. I take a deep breath, steadying myself. I need to think clearly. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that emotions cloud judgment. And right now, I need my mind sharp, calm, calculated. Later that night, I sit in my car staring at the house. I've been thinking about it all day, about how I can make this right, how I can turn this into something that benefits me. I can't just let this go. I won't. I'm not the victim anymore. I've spent too long being a victim, letting people walk all over me, thinking I had to play the role of the good husband, the good father. But now I'm going to make sure I get what's mine. It's time for a change. The first step is simple. I need to make sure I have a way out, a way to get the house. The kids, Sophia and Daniel, they won't even care. They'll be fine. They've never really been mine anyway. And as for Marina, she'll regret this. She'll regret every word she said. But I won't make it obvious. I won't be reckless. It's going to be slow, methodical. I'll play the long game. I lean back in the car, staring at the house again. This time I smile. It's a cold smile, but it feels good. It's been a few days since Marina kicked me out, and every time I wake up, it feels like a bad dream. I'm still not entirely sure how to feel about everything, but I do know one thing. I'm done being the victim. The anger that's been simmering inside me has turned into something else, something colder. I'm not going to let Marina's betrayal define me, nor am I going to let her crush everything I worked for, everything I sacrificed. She thinks I'm just going to disappear, that I'll leave and fade into obscurity. But she's wrong. I still haven't seen the kids, Sophia and Daniel. I've been avoiding them because the truth feels like a weight I can't bear to carry in front of them. What do I say? Hey, I'm your real father, and I've been paying for everything all these years, but now you're just not mine? No, it doesn't work like that. I'll figure it out later. I've been holed up in a cheap apartment I found. It's small, barely any furniture, but it's mine. There's something liberating about not being under Marina's roof, but there's also a strange emptiness. The silence is deafening. No arguments, no kids yelling at each other, just me, alone with my thoughts. I think about my plan, how to turn this mess into something that works in my favor. And then I get an idea. It starts with a call to a lawyer. I'm careful with my words, not wanting to give too much away. The lawyer is skeptical at first. He asks if I've considered the long-term consequences of going after the house. I tell him that I want what's mine. I've worked hard for that house, I say, and I'll be damned if she gets to keep it, especially after everything she's done. He agrees to take my case. The first step is to acquire the house. Not directly. No, I'm too smart for that. I need to play it cool, to keep things legal, to make sure everything is above board. So I go the long route, a shell company. It's simple enough to set up. Once it's registered, I have it by the house. I don't even go to the bank. I arrange everything through an intermediary. Marina won't know a thing until it's too late. But there's something that nags at me, something that feels wrong. The kids. I still haven't spoken to them. And part of me wonders, if I take everything, if I evict them from the house, what will they think of me? I don't want them to hate me. I never wanted that. But then again, I think about all the years I spent doing everything for them, and how it was never enough. They were never really mine, were they? I push the thought away. I'm doing this for me now. for my future, for my own peace. Days pass, and I start to feel a sense of calm I haven't had in years. The constant rush of work, the constant demands from Marina, from the kids, it's all gone. For the first time, I'm breathing without a weight on my chest. I keep telling myself that I'm doing the right thing. It's just business after all. She wants to play this game? Fine, I'll play it better. I go back to the house once to check on things. I park a few streets away and walk the familiar route, keeping to the shadows. There's no way she'll see me. I'm just a ghost now. The house looks the same. From the outside, the same overgrown bushes, the same old windows that used to light up when we'd have dinner together as a family. But now it feels different. It feels like something that belongs to someone else. I stand there for a long time watching. I think about what's coming. The next step. The next evening, I make the call. The lawyer confirms that the shell company now legally owns the house. He says it's time to take action. You'll need to notify them, he says, his voice calm, detached. But once the eviction process starts, there's no turning back. Are you ready for that? I don't hesitate. Yes. It's a strange feeling, knowing that I'm about to take everything away from them, everything they've come to depend on. But I don't feel guilt, I feel power, control. I call the movers the next day. The eviction notice is sent. It's cold, official. There's no room for negotiation. The timing is everything. The kids are off at their school camps and Marina is out with her friends. I make sure everything is set up before they come back. I can't help but smile as I sit in the small apartment, staring at the empty walls. This is just the beginning. When Marina finds out, it'll be too late. The eviction notice goes out and there's no turning back. I keep a cool distance, even though a part of me feels like I should be more involved. Should I reach out to the kids? Should I try to explain? I've been the one to do the explaining for too long. I've paid for everything, made every sacrifice. I've done my part. It's time for them to face the reality of what's been going on in their lives. It's a strange thing, watching everything you've built unravel in front of you. The house, the family, Marina. All of it once meant something, but now it's a game, a business deal. I tell myself it's all necessary. This cold, calculated move. It's not about anger anymore. It's about the principle, the respect I never got. I've gone through all the motions, speaking with the lawyer, arranging the legalities, making sure the house is officially in my name. But now comes the real challenge, moving in. And not just me. This time, I'm bringing someone new into the picture. Her name is Anna. She's different from Marina, warm, kind, and thoughtful. She knows what it's like to be betrayed, to give everything and get nothing in return. We've been seeing each other for a few months now, and I've been careful not to rush anything. But when I think about what's next, about reclaiming everything that's mine, about finally having the family I deserve, it feels right to include her in this new chapter. Anna and her son Ben are moving into the house. I don't care that it's not technically ours yet. I've already made the plans. The movers will show up the moment Marina and the kids are out. Anna will be here to take the place of the woman who threw me away, and Ben will be the son I never had. It's all coming together. The day of the eviction comes faster than I expect. The movers are here early, and I get a call from the lawyer, confirming that everything's proceeding smoothly. I take a deep breath. This is it. I drive to the house that morning, a briefcase full of papers in my passenger seat. It's time to officially close this chapter. As I pull up, I see Marina's car in the driveway. She's home. I can't let this catch me off guard. I've planned every detail. Everything has to go according to plan. I step out of the car, heart beating steady, and make my way toward the front door. Marina is inside, and I can already imagine the look on her face when she sees the movers. It's all legal. It's all within my rights. But it doesn't matter. I knock on the door, just as I rehearsed in my mind. When she answers, I can see the confusion in her eyes, followed by a flash of anger. She must know something's off. The kids are away, and she hasn't heard from me in days. I smile, trying to keep it neutral. Marina, it's time. The house is mine now. You and the kids need to leave. Her face goes pale. What did you say? The house, I repeat, stepping in without waiting for an invitation. You've been officially evicted. The papers have been signed. I own it now. I suggest you pack your things. I watch her swallow hard, her mind trying to catch up with reality. The walls she'd so carefully built to protect her lies are crumbling before her eyes, and I can see the panic start to set in. The calm facade she's been holding up for years is starting to crack. I, I don't understand, she stammers. Victor, this isn't fair. You can't just do this. I can, I say quietly, and I will. You always thought you could control everything, didn't you? You thought I'd just sit there and take it forever. Well, I'm done with that. It's time for a change. She stands there, frozen. I can see the realization settling in. This isn't a negotiation. I've already won. I'll call the police, she says, her voice growing shakier. But I know that's just empty threats. The papers are in my hand. The law's on my side. You do that, I reply with a cold smile. But I'll still be here, and you'll still have to leave. I feel no satisfaction in this. It's not about humiliating her. It's about restoring the balance that was so thoroughly tipped in her favor. It's about proving that I can take back what was mine, piece by piece. The movers finish their job, and Marina stands at the doorway, watching as her belongings are loaded onto the truck. I catch her eye, but I don't flinch. I've seen all the emotional manipulation she's capable of, and I'm not going to fall for it now. As they drive away, I feel an odd sense of detachment. It's done. The house is officially mine, and the family's gone. But something shifts inside me as I walk through the door, past the empty rooms. It doesn't feel like victory. It doesn't feel like closure. Anna and Ben arrive later that day. The movers bring in their things, and for the first time, I see a glimpse of what this new family could be. Ben runs through the hallway laughing as he explores his new home. Anna smiles at me, her eyes full of warmth, and I realize that for the first time in a long time, I'm not just existing, I'm living. That night I sit on the couch, a glass of whiskey in my hand. I look around the house, my house, and I feel calm, not elated, not gloating, just calm. This is my life now, a new start. There's no more victim here, no more guilt, no more pretending. I've done it. I've taken control. And the revenge? It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's just quiet. The phone rings, interrupting my thoughts. It's Marina. I don't pick up. She can wait. I've already won. The months following the eviction pass like a blur. Life, in its new form, seems almost surreal. Anna and Ben settle in well, and though I'm still adjusting to the shift, there's a quiet peace I've never felt before. This house, once a symbol of betrayal, now feels like a sanctuary, a testament to my perseverance. I remember the sound of the front door slamming, the cold words that came from Marina's mouth as she threw me out. But that was then. Now I've become someone else, someone more in control. I've crossed the point of no return, and there's no way back to the man I used to be. I hear from the lawyer today. There's a meeting scheduled to finalize everything. It's been 6 months since the eviction. My life is more or less on track, but the last part of the plan, still needs to be taken care of. The last piece of the puzzle. I sit across from Anna that evening, a quiet dinner laid out between us. She looks up from her plate, a concerned look on her face. You've been distant lately, she says softly. Is everything okay? I think about it for a moment. Everything is fine, better than fine. It's all happening exactly as it should. But there's something inside me that doesn't let me rest. Something cold and methodical that keeps whispering, it's not enough yet. I'm fine, I answer, taking a sip of wine. Just thinking. She nods, her eyes warm with understanding. She doesn't know everything, not yet. She doesn't know the final part of my plan, the last thread I need to pull to make sure there's no going back. The next morning, I'm on my way to the lawyer's office. As I drive, I replay the final steps of the plan in my head. First, I've made sure the paperwork is ironclad. The house, the assets, everything has been transferred into my name. It's all mine now, legally and financially. But I know that Marina will not let this go quietly. She'll fight. She'll look for a way to claw back. She'll try to make my life difficult. So I've prepared. The lawyer, a cold and calculating man named Mr. Klein, greets me when I arrive. He's been handling all of the legalities. I trust him. He's professional, methodical. He doesn't ask questions, which is exactly what I need. You've done well, Mr. Klein says, going over the last details of the case. The house is yours, Victor. The judge has ruled in your favor, and there's nothing left for her to contest. The remaining assets are in your name. I nod, though I don't feel any rush of victory. This was always going to happen. What comes next, however, is the final touch. I need her to know that there's no going back, I say, the words coming out slowly, deliberately. I want to ensure she can't come back and try to contest anything. No loose ends. Mr. Klein looks at me with a calculated gaze. I understand. You want to make sure she knows she has no options left. I lean forward. Exactly. It's a quiet afternoon when the package arrives at Marina's door. I watch it happen from a distance, standing by the window, sipping my coffee as Anna and Ben play in the yard. The package is plain, simple, a stack of documents wrapped in a standard envelope, the last thing she'll expect. Inside the envelope is the official judgment from the court, but with one added twist. A special clause that I've ensured is in there, one that makes it clear that the property is not just in my name, but that I hold full legal control over everything connected to it. The clause makes it impossible for her to appeal. Not unless she wants to bring everything into public scrutiny. I didn't leave her with any room to breathe. There's no way out for her now. The phone rings that evening. It's Marina. Her voice comes through cold, but this time, there's a noticeable shift, a desperation that she can't hide. Victor, she begins, but her voice falters. I've received the papers. What is this? What have you done? I lean back in my chair, my fingers steepled in front of me. Anna and Ben are in the other room, unaware of what's happening. The calmness in my voice surprises even me. What I've done? Marina, I've done exactly what you've been doing all along. I've secured my future. I've made sure there's no way you can turn this around. Her silence is almost deafening. I can feel her rage bubbling beneath the surface, but I remain unmoved. You can't do this, she finally spits out. This is wrong. You've taken everything from me. No, I reply evenly. I took back what you tried to take from me. Everything you tried to control, everything you thought you could walk away with. Well, I'm the one holding the cards now. There's a long pause on the other end of the line. Then almost in a whisper, she says, "What do you want from me?" I exhale, my voice calm. Nothing. You've given me everything I needed. Now I want you to understand that you don't get to make the rules anymore. I'm in charge now. I've always been in charge. And this house, this family, it's not yours anymore. Her voice breaks then, a tremor in it that I know is the last bit of control slipping away. I don't take any satisfaction in this, but I don't feel sorry for her either. This is the moment when she realizes what she's lost, and there's nothing left for her to do. Goodbye, Marina, I say, and I hang up the phone. The next morning, I stand in the doorway of my house, looking out at the life I've rebuilt. Anna and Ben are still asleep, and the house is peaceful. There are no more lies, no more empty promises. It's mine now. The final step, the last move, is complete. Everything I wanted is here, in front of me. I've taken my revenge, not with anger or violence, but with patience, calculation, and quiet confidence. The world has turned. The weight of the past is gone. I'm free. And in that freedom, I've won.